What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. We just wrapped up media day. It was great. We learned a lot of new things about the team. I'm gonna get into. I wrote a lot of notes, so I'm ready to dive into this, guys. So once the chat room gets filled up, I'm gonna get right into it. But I truly enjoyed media day today. It was really interesting. We learned things about the players. We saw exactly how what type of schemes they're trying to run. I mean, Frank Vogel was much more open than Luke Walton ever was as far as discussing schemes and stuff like that. So right off the bat, I was a fan of what Frank Vogel's positivity brought. But I want to start off with what my notes right here, what Rob Pelinka said. So a couple of updates, guys. Pelinka said that Kyle Kuzma has made great progress. So they're not too concerned about the foot. That's good news right there. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. Pelinka also said that LeBron joined. They needed to build a contender around him. That's the reason for the AD trade. So, you know, he trusted the Lakers to build a contender. Unfortunately, last season, they were not able to compete like that. So they had to make a drastic improvement. And not just for LeBron, but for the city as well. The city was tired of not making the playoffs. So, you know, we needed another superstar to go with good role players, and they did a good job of that. You know, Pelinka also mentioned how LeBron and AD, you know, helped build the roster after the AD trade. You know, they were both kept in the loop. Now, I think this is crucial to keeping Anthony Davis. I'm going to get into something AD said later on in this video, but AD said something crucial that I think is pretty much going to guarantee him coming back to the Lakers. But, you know, it was a great overall media day. We learned a lot. One of the important things that we learned is that not only did Anthony Davis and LeBron help have their input in this roster, but it's one of the main reasons that they brought back Dwight Howard. I mean, Anthony Davis said something during his interview about how it would be weird to, you know, have a player they don't get along with in the locker room. So it looks like they all have great chemistry, which is key, you know, to everything as far as winning a championship. Also, I have right here in my notes, because I took a ton of notes, guys. I don't have to be looking down. He said, when asked if he's looking to add more shooters, Rob Pelinka, that is, he said that they always have an eye out for talent that's available out there in the free agency pool, but they're ready to go to battle with the 15 guys we have right now. So that pretty much means the roster's complete. They're not going to hold their breath for Andre Iguodala, most likely. So, again, they're being transparent with us. We could take a lot from this interview. Matter of fact, Rob Pelinka, the most important thing he said when somebody asked him about the whole DeMarcus situation's domestic violence dispute, he said that the Lakers take this very, very serious, and the league is going to look into this. So, you know, depending on what they say, that's pretty much going to determine if they, in other words, he said that's going to determine whether they cut him or keep him. But for now, and these are the key words he said. He said for now he's still on the roster. So, I mean, I guess I was right in that video where I said if he's found guilty, man, it's going to be hard for him to find another job in the NBA. So, you know, pretty much, you know, that's key right there. Those words right there are key from Rob Pelinka. Moving on to and I'm going to get to you guys' comment section right as soon as I get all my notes off. But I have so many notes here I want to talk about, guys. Before I lose my train of thought, I'm going to go ahead and get that off my chest. Moving on to Frank Vogel. Now, I was very pleased, you know, because Frank Vogel is always in great spirits, man. He said the players respect and believe in each other, and so do the coaches. The coaches also respect each other. And I think that was one of the major themes throughout media day today, is that everybody respects everybody. Nobody really looks down on nobody. Even Rondo made some great comments about how, you know, the coaches are really going to be able to, like, dig in to the players because they all respect all the coaches, which I thought was a little bit of a jab at the coaching staff, at Luke Walton's last year's coaching staff. So, but Frank Vogel, you know, he mentioned how all the players respect the coaches and all that. And he also teased the starting lineup. This was funny because Dave McMenamin asked him if he had any idea what the starting lineup would look like. And, you know, he basically tricked the reporter into telling him the lineup, but then he said nothing has been decided, that they have a very flexible roster, and they're going to try many different combinations in training camp, see what works. Now, I like that. See, Frank Vogel's doing something that Luke Walton has not done, and he's going to try these combinations in training camp. Keyword in training camp. We should have a locked roster moving forward. Now, again, my prediction, you guys already know, it's Rondo. It's going to be Danny Green, LeBron, if Kuzma's still not healthy, Anthony Davis, and JaVale. that should be the starting lineup most likely. But anything can change in training camp. If Alex Caruso balls out, he might get a shot at it. So that will be interesting as well. And then not just that, but Frank did mention how, when asked about the whole, taking days off for star players, all of that, he said that they're trying to win every game possible, but they're still trying to keep the players fresh and healthy for the postseason. So that's going to be key, knowing when you can rest players and when you can't. So that's good to know, that we're prioritizing wins this season. Anthony Davis also mentioned to Big Game James during his interview that, he prioritizes winning. He doesn't want to be sitting down. Hey, what's up, everybody? What up, T? He don't want to be sitting down on the bench. He did enough of that in New Orleans. So he's hungry too, and he's excited. The most important thing that Frank Vogel said, in my opinion, was that they have a scheme in place to try and keep the shot blockers near the rim as much as possible. So they already have schemes in place to try to do certain things, man. That's something Luke Walton never, ever, ever talked about during his press conferences. So I'm really hyped that Frank Vogel, and the coaching staff already have schemes in place defensively as well as probably offensively. Another important thing he said, and this is something that obviously, the noise that ESPN has been creating, and I felt like during this media day, the Lakers pretty much shut down all the noise, is that Frank said that his relationship with Jason Kidd is a 10 out of 10. So that's great news. He's not worried. He's not looking over his back. He said he was one of the main reasons that the Lakers also brought in Jason Kidd. They see the same vision as far as multiple minds working together to achieve greatness. And that's why they have so many coaches with such high pedigree. So that's important that, they're on the same page. And that also contributed. They all contributed to making the decision of bringing Dwight Howard back. He said that Dwight agreed to turn into a role player and show humility with draft-like workouts. Now, get a load of that. Dwight Howard, somebody who's been a star in this league. Some might even say a superstar. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But, yes, I might call him a superstar in this league. Had to go through draft-like workouts to try to get this spot. I mean, that makes me very happy to know they didn't just gift it to him based on his, past. That's amazing. Not only did he go through interviews with the players, with coaches, but he also went through a workout. And he looks a lot humble. I'm going to tell you, I wrote some notes down about his interview as well, but I'm going to tell you, Dwight Howard looks like a changed man. And I'm not just saying that. Y'all know how I felt about him before we got him, but I'm really rooting for the kid. I hope that he turns it around. Now, I'm going to head over to LeBron James' notes. These were also very interesting and very telling. Now, he said he was able to refresh his body this summer. That's great news. He's feeling good. I mean, the last time LeBron James was able to take a whole summer off and just basically enjoy time with his family and all that, man, it's going to do wonders for not just his psyche, but his body as well. He said he watched every single playoff game. Now, that doesn't tell you he's hungry. I mean, I didn't even watch every single playoff game, and I'm a hoop head. So that tells you everything. LeBron James is a student of the game. You don't think he's analyzing, studying every single player on every single team, man. This guy's breaking down the game at all times. I'm sure he was hungry. He looked very hungry. Now, he said he said he's going to run the offense through AD, which is something I had predicted. A lot of you guys were fighting me on that. Y'all said, some of these LeBron fans on here, I came on here and said, hey, man, there's no way LeBron at this point of his career is going to hand over the reins to AD. Well, him and AD both admitted that they had this conversation already, man. So pretty much, who's the Rocket fan? I'm sorry. Who is the Rocket fan? I don't even know. I'm not even paying attention to him. But pretty much, look, let me say something. LeBron James is ready to hand over the keys to AD, which is the right thing to do because, like he said, it'd be a waste of talent not to go through him, right? So I'm going to tell you, man, he looks very hungry, and at first he didn't want to admit it. He didn't want to admit that he was hungry, LeBron James, today during the during the press conference and all that. But when he sat there with Big Game James and with Allie and with Geeter, he kind of got, comfortable, and he admitted that he's really listening to what the media is saying. He can't wait. He can't wait to pretty much let it all out on the floor. I mean, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear LeBron just pretty much say he's going to lead by example instead of talk about it. But you can see that twinkle in his eye. He's ready to go, guys. And, he said he couldn't be more proud of the way the front office navigated through all the negativity, all the fake narratives that were created for them this summer. So he's happy to be a Laker. That's key right there. He's happy. We have done right by LeBron. You know, pretty much LeBron has been taken care of. Now he's going to take care of us, hopefully lead us to the promised land. Now, if you have any questions about my breakdown so far, because I'm going to continue right here. I got some of the role players' notes and stuff like that, but I'm going to read some of your guys' comments. He said, yo, Dan, what's good, bro? What's up, bro? How you doing? General. He said, Leonard and George are bustas. Hang them high this season. He said, hey, what's up, Dan? It's good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, man. Very excited. Media Day was a success. Again, a lot of very telling things. Still a lot to break down. Got my notes right here on the right side, but it's exciting, man. And I think everybody's motivated. That little training camp they had, from what I'm hearing, you know, everybody just bonded really well. I mean, Jared Dudley was great here at the end of the press conference, man. I'm very excited. Avery Bradley lost 40 pounds. I'm going to get into that too. But going back into my notes, you know, Quinn Cook said that Kuzma is going to be a great player. He said great player. Says him and Kuz have been putting in work this summer, shooting from beyond the arc. We saw the improvement with Team USA. We saw how Kuz is looking. His shot is looking pure. His defense has improved. Athletically, he looks better. He just needs to get healthy now. Again, seems like the foot is recovering properly. So they're not going to rush him back, but they're pleased with his progress from what I'm hearing. Kuzma said the foot wasn't as serious either. He said it's progressing extremely well. So we'll see. Over the next couple of days, he's going to have some x-rays and see if he's cleared for basketball activities. He said Kuzma said he's feeling great, and I can't wait for him to come back. He said he worked on every part of his game, and he's trying to be great. That's Kyle Kuzma right there, man. These are the Kyle Kuzma notes. So he worked on every part of his game. He reworked his jumper a little bit. He worked on his defense, every part of his game. Those were his words, not mine, guys. He mentioned how playing for Team USA took his confidence to another level. So that's huge right there, man. I told you guys it was going to be amazing. Every player, you know, every Laker that has played through Team USA has had great years the next upcoming season, including Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom. You know, Lamar Odom turned into an all-star. I think maybe it was for the first time in his career, if I'm not mistaken, after he played for Team USA. So just being around that environment, you know, being around all those great players and still being able to find your niche just shows you that you should be able to destroy the league. At least in my opinion, that's what I feel like it does for players. So it works wonders. I expect Kyle Kuzma to come out firing on all cylinders, man. I'm expecting great things from the kid. Y'all know how I feel about him, man. That's one of my favorite players, young players. He said if he could dunk on one guy from the Pelicans, it would be Josh Hart because he talks the most trash. So obviously, you know, I'm glad about that answer. If you guys don't know, you guys don't follow Josh Hart, he's been talking a little bit of smack about our organization. So, I mean, I'm glad that our boy Kuz kind of took a stand there. Troy Daniels said he always remembers that he didn't get drafted, so it's a chip on his shoulder. He said he doesn't forget the look on his family's face of disappointment when he was not drafted. So I can only imagine what that's like. And you know, people said he's the best shooter in training camp so far. So that's good news as well. Let me head over to the comment section. I see a couple of comments here. He said, I thought Kuz was faking to get back home with the real squad so they can get to work. I see now. No, he really did get injured. Kuzma's a trooper, man. He wouldn't fake anything. But I feel you, man. I was hoping for that too. He said, we're going to have top 2 defense. Absolutely, Chris. And let me tell you something. Our defense is so underrated. Like, people literally have been disrespecting Lakers, saying that the only good defender we have is Danny Green. All of a sudden, they forgot that Anthony Davis is probably the best defensive big man in the league, if not one of the top 3, right? People forget we still got JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. If he can make his mark, that'd be great. Avery Bradley, Danny Green, obviously. KCP at times can, you know, play some good off-ball defense. So I just think it's hilarious how everybody try to trash us, right? Say, hey, Dan, if Dwight can be a 15, 10, and 3, that's a steal, bro. I agree. And I think even less than that is expected, just efficiency, right? What's your record prediction for this coming season? I think it was anywhere from 54 to 60 wins. I think that was my prediction. You can go back and look at that video. I'm not sure, brother. I don't remember. But, yeah, around there sounds right. He said, that was crazy hearing LeBron James openly say he'd hand the offense to AD, right? It wasn't crazy to me because this is what I expect. You got to understand that LeBron James, 16th season in the league, he's slowing down little by little. In order for him to prolong his game, he needed another superstar, which is why the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis. Not just the talent, but it's also going to help keep LeBron rejuvenated and firing on all cylinders. Because remember what happened to Kobe when he was doing all the carrying, man, when he tore his ACL that year. Dwight really wasn't helping him much that year. Steve Nash was always injured. You might even say that the next best player in that roster was Metta World Peace. So that says a lot right there. And that leads to injuries, especially as you come of age. So, yeah, pretty much, you got to love the way LeBron is understanding his role and all that stuff, man. Cindy Carter said the Laker girls can dance like strippers and Paul George will lose his mind. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's a little inside joke if you guys don't know about Paul George's background history in the past with that stripper he got with. But yeah, man, I'll tell you, I can't wait. Now, moving on, Anthony Davis. Now, this was one of the interviews I was looking forward to the most because I really wanted to see the body language. You could tell he's glowing, man. This man's really happy to be a Laker. You could just see the body language. You could see the smile on his face. He probably feels like I would if I was ever on the Lakers, right? He probably has butterflies in his stomach and stuff. Based on what I heard, it's great news. He's re-signing with the Lakers, in my opinion. If I had to bet my channel on it right now, I absolutely would. And I tell you that Anthony Davis is going to be a Laker for a very long time. He's happy to be here. Now, I'm going to go through my notes just so you can know exactly what I mean. So he said he couldn't ask for anything better than to play for this franchise, right? A grade A organization. He said that his only priority was winning and being a champion. I mean, that's music to my ears, man. They even asked him about making moves in the future. He said he's probably not going to do that in a while. He's focused on winning championships, so that's great. He said he wants to be. He said he wants the Lakers to lock up teams, and including he's going to hold LeBron James accountable. I mean, come on, guys. This is a 26-year-old superstar, and yes, I say super. I can throw that term around with AD because he's a two-way player who can do it all. 26-year-old superstar holding a 34, 35-year-old superstar accountable. You love it. And LeBron James wouldn't want to have it any other way. There's not many people that could talk to LeBron that way, but AD is one of those guys, man. AD is definitely one of those guys that holds people accountable. He's a great leader. Even LeBron James said it, So it's good to know. Yes, sir. That is definitely me. He said, hold up. I just heard Lakers Anthem remix by DTLF. Is that you? Yes, it is, man. I'm glad you liked it. Check out all my other tracks, bro. I rap, I do music, so check that out. I think I have a playlist on this channel. You can go through all my tracks. But thanks for the support. Don't forget to drop a like. Little plug right there. Also, back to the AD. Let me see where so many notes, guys. I lost it right here. I lost it. Okay. Yeah, he said he wants to be the defensive player of the year and hold LeBron James accountable. AD at the podium said a couple of other things that were very, very telling, in my opinion, man. Hold up, we got Clipper fans over here still talking about Kobe, man. Let the man retire in peace. Jesus, we know that he killed your favorite team, but you don't have to be butthurt, 20 years later about it. But check this out. AD at the podium said that he can't wait till tomorrow to start practice and mesh with the guys. I mean, he's antsy, guys. You have to understand that the Pelicans were benching this guy and pretty much, they were kind of disrespecting him ever since he requested a trade. So that's a little funny to me, how you can trade a superstar like that, and then wonder why your franchise never can keep superstars, right? So pretty much that's the deal with AD. He's antsy to play. He hasn't played, I think, since March, maybe even before that. But he said that he's been building chemistry with JaVale and Dwight because he knows he's going to see a lot of time with both different combinations of those two, right? Sometimes it's going to be JaVale, at times it's going to be Dwight, depending on foul trouble, et cetera, et cetera. So he's building his chemistry, man. Very, very hyped for that. And he also said that the players' camp was fun and they enjoyed each other's company. He said it was easy for them to recruit guys. Guys were texting him, just like I predicted. I told you guys, once we land AD, people are going to be wanting to, pour on to the Lakers. That's why we got all the good role players. Some guys take a discount. Very, very excited for that. And the most important thing he said, though, out of the whole thing was that the Lakers made him feel at home. Ever since he's gotten here, they've involved him in trade discussions. They've welcomed him with open arms. They probably haven't put any pressure on him as far as signing that extension. So to me, that's crucial as far as recruiting a player without recruiting him. That means you didn't put the pressure on him. it's going to be hard for him to leave the extra money on the table anyways. And once we win a championship, there's no way he's not coming back. But yeah, to me, AD seems like he's head over heels over the city, and we're going to be the same way when we see him raise that trophy, man, with him and LeBron. So now move on to Rondo. Rondo also has some interesting things to say. He said that he wants to continue to mentor and teach guys on the fly. Now this year, he mentioned how he doesn't have to do that as much because there's more veterans on the team, so he can probably focus more on his role. That's awesome to hear as well. I really love the way Rondo plays ball, especially when he's locked in. And he said he wanted to be back in LA since they picked up Cousins and AD. He knew they were going to have a good roster, and he immediately said, "Yep, they got me." He said everyone is respected on the coaching staff, which I think, like I said earlier, is a jab at Luke Walton. I really do. He said everybody's respected on the coaching staff. He made that a point of emphasis. So pretty much those coaches could be as open and honest with him, and he's going to buy in. So again, very interesting by Rondo to say that, right? I think, people aren't talking about guys like Rondo, but I think he can have a major impact on the team. Remember, he was great in New Orleans with Anthony Davis, and he's also played with another power forward that's a Hall of Famer in Boston, KG. So this guy knows how to run pick and rolls with guys who can stretch the floor, that can attack the basket. It's like pick your poison. And then having 2 point guards that could do that, LeBron James being the other, is going to be deadly, man, offensively. And defensively, we are so underrated. Everybody's just disrespecting us. Just wait. I think we are the best defensive team in the league. I really do. I really do, man. And I can't wait to see it. Now, Alex Caruso, AC Fresh. Man, this guy's so humble. You got to love anytime he's at the podium or just talks. I mean, he's never full of himself, even though he finished off, the season playing extremely well, dropping a 30-piece on these, stinking Clippers. He never gets too high on himself. He knows his role. He knows why Laker fans love him, because he's a gritty player that does anything it takes to win. But what he said was that he was very happy that his hard work has paid off and come to fruition, and he's happy to be with the Lakers. He said he has an old school mentality and is willing to do whatever for the team to help them win. Those are the type of players we need. They know their role. They don't try to do too much. They step up when they're needed. Caruso, to me, I expect him to get some minutes this year because it's a long season, injuries, but also, at times we're going to need somebody who can stretch the floor. Now, from what I've heard, Rondo's been doing an extremely good job this summer on working on that three-point shot. Let's see if it translates over to the season. If not, we do have Alex Caruso, who could also run some pick and roll, solid defender, and can knock down shots. So he's definitely an option. He said he's looking to be consistent this year after shooting 48% from three last year. Now, that's something I didn't know he shot till I saw it right now on the telecast. He shot 48% from beyond the arc. Of course, that was a limited playing time, but still, man, that's very impressive. If he continues to build on that, think about it, man. Our team last year struggled. We almost didn't have no three-point shooters. We go from that to having Danny Green. What was he, like a 48% three-point shooter? Troy Daniels, like 40+% three-point shooter. Jared Dudley could also up in the high 30s. Kuzma, improved jump shot. Quinn Cook, three-point shooter. So we continue to build. And imagine having Anthony Davis posting up. He gets double, kicks it out to the three-point shooters. LeBron James pick and roll. You have AD either stepping out or cutting into the basket. He gets double teamed from the corner. LeBron James has the court vision to hit the corner guy, whoever's open. So this team is just going to be so lethal in so many different ways. If Frank Vogel is the coach, I believe he is, he's going to be doing some crazy, crazy different lineup rotations that are just going to have defenses all over the NBA scrambling, especially if we have a fresh leg LeBron James. So, Alex Caruso, very happy to have him back full-time this time. He's not a two-way player anymore. So, and this is why we love Alex Caruso. He said Laker fans are one of the smartest fan bases, if not the smartest out there. We understand the game. He knows we love him because of his skill set, and he's very humble. So, AC, man, I wish him the best. I can't wait to see what he has in store. If he can continue building on what he did last year, that would be awesome. Now, Dwight Howard. I never thought I'd be doing notes at this point of the season for Dwight Howard, but Dwight Howard, I got my notes right here. Dwight said he's just happy to be on the Lakers, and that the Lakers wanted him back, and that he wants to win. That's all he looked forward to. I'm very happy to hear that. We're not going to have Diva Dwight. He wasn't even smiling as much. Not that I had anything against his smile, but like he said it. He said, he wants to be balanced, and he knows when to have fun and when to be serious. That's great news, guys. We finally going to have a locked-in Dwight Howard. That could be dangerous for the league. if he's healthy. Also, he said he wants to be the best teammate he can be and just be the best Dwight he can be. He said he had an unbelievable summer. I can't wait to see that translate over to the court. I really can't. JaVale McGee, he came back because he loves the Lakers. That's what he said, man. So we love you too, JaVale. We can't wait. He said it was a great opportunity to win a championship. He knew once they got LeBron, AD, Kuz, he said, oh, it's going to be a good roster. I'm going back to the Lakers. He said the camaraderie in the locker room is really good. He said they're all real friends. So again, music to our ears. Maybe they're just playing us like a fiddle, but I doubt it, man. You could just look at the chemistry. Everybody looks happy. It's one of the few years where everybody just looks ecstatic. I feel like they feel they can win as well. He said it's not gonna be easy in the paint. No easy buckets. So it's gonna be easy to clean up. He said he wants to be the cleanup man for Anthony Davis. Because of course you guys know Anthony Davis doesn't want to play too much center this year. So he's gonna want to be the cleanup man. And that's why I think they brought in Dwight, because he has no ego. He can either start or come off the bench, whatever. But JaVale feels like he deserves that starting role. I kind of agree based on how he played when he was healthy last year. If he continues that, I have no problem with him starting. He said that his three ball is looking good, but he also knows his role. Unless the coach draws up some plays for him to knock down threes, he's not gonna be shooting too much. So again, everybody seems the theme this year that's going around so far early on is that everybody's going to be a star in their own role. I heard that from like 3 different players. So that's, again, music to my ears. He said Kawhi is only relevant because of Golden State's injuries. Cindy, I feel you, but hey, we focus on the Lakers. Don't worry about Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers, I think, are vastly overrated. I think there's other teams in the West that I think are a little more dangerous than the Clippers. I really do. For example, nobody's talking about Utah. Rudy Gobert still, last I checked, still Defensive Player of the Year. Last I checked, Donovan Mitchell still a star. And they also added Mike Conley to go with shooters like Bogdanovich. So there's plenty of other actual threats that I think they're overlooking and just crowning the Clippers kings of the West, which is ridiculous. But I feel you. I feel you, man. Avery Bradley, though. Avery Bradley lost 40 pounds. He said at some point he just felt so slow. And, he wasn't happy with himself. He looked in the mirror and he said, you know what, I got to get back in shape. Probably due to injuries, right? Sometimes when you get injured, I've been injured. I broke my hand before, gained some weight as well. Still trying to lose it, still working hard. Get back into the basketball shape where I was before. So pretty much I'll say this. I know how hard it is to recover from injuries, and I can appreciate what Avery Bradley did in one summer, losing 40 pounds. That's a lot, man. A lot of people don't lose 40 pounds in their whole life. So especially because I didn't even think he was that big, right? But he said he had gotten up to 12% of body fat, which is, in basketball terms is pretty bad. For me, 12% would be magical. But for somebody like Avery Bradley, man, 12% is a lot. He needs to be in basketball shape. So he got back to that. And he also said his GOAT is LeBron James. That's who he admires. So, again, great for chemistry, all that good stuff. I can't wait, guys. Danny Green. I'm almost done with the notes here so I can get to the comment section. Danny Green chose the Lakers because it was the number 1 contender with LeBron and AD and Kuzma. He said he knew once we had Anthony Davis that we were probably the favorites to win it all in his mind. He said he wants another chip and he's very, very hungry. He can lock up and stretch the floor. So he's going to play his role. That's what we brought Danny Green here, to stretch the floor and lock up probably the best wing perimeter player on the opposite team, right? We know LeBron's getting older. Kuzma's not the greatest defender, so Danny Green's going to be a weapon on the defensive end. He's going to really get under players' skin and make them really work for their buckets, right? I'm talking about the superstars, the KDs of the world, players like that. That's what you have Danny Green for. And then we got Jared Dudley. Last but not least, Jared Dudley said it was a dream come true to join the Lakers. His whole family agreed on that decision. That's beautiful to hear, man. Anytime, somebody like me who loves the Lakers, Jared Dudley seems to have grown up loving the Lakers, his whole family as well. Their dream just came true. And he said he's not just going to sit on his butt and pretty much collect the paycheck. He's ready to put in the work. And if coach calls his number, he's going to put in the work. And I believe him. He did it last year in Brooklyn. And I think, I think it's going to be fun to watch Jared Dudley, man. He's great in the media. You could tell they love him because he's really funny, man. He was cracking me up. Calls himself a stretch 4. I think he's more of a 3, but he calls himself a stretch four. He said me and Kuz gonna be stretching the floor. I think it's funny. He says Troy Daniels is the best 3-point shooter on the team, and he said they bonded extremely well in Vegas. So that pretty much wrapped up, today's media day for the Lakers. At least that's what I got to see. I didn't see some of the side interviews that were on like NBA TV and stuff like that, but I got a lot from this media day. For one, DeMarcus Cousins, his fate is hanging in the balance based on whatever the NBA decides to do. The Lakers are going to keep it classy, and if he's found guilty or anything, they're going to move on from his contract, which would then open up another roster spot. So right now, we are set with the 15 we have, including DeMarcus Cousins. He's a part of the roster for now. Will he remain a part of the roster? To be determined. It's sad, I'm rooting for the guy. Hopefully he didn't hit anybody or anything that he's being accused of, but we'll see what happens with that. Innocent until proven guilty. As far as the whole team just looks great. Everybody looks amazing. I can't wait, guys. First preseason game is going to be against, I think, Golden State. And it's going to be October 5th, which falls on Saturday. So I have it circled in my calendar already. Saturday, I'll be here pregame, postgame. Now, if you guys have any questions, now's your time to shine, guys. I'm going to read your comments right now. He said, Dan, I don't wish injuries upon anyone, but if we face the Clips in the playoffs and PG-13 gets injured, one less guy to worry about. I feel you, bro, but you want to beat the Clippers at their best. That way they don't make excuses. At least that's my mentality. I want them to be healthy. Am I going to cry for the guy if he gets injured? No. You make your bed, lay in it. You go to the Clippers. They're trash all the way around, so including their training staff, all of them. So pretty much, I'm going to say this. I want to face the Clippers at their best. That way they don't make excuses. Every time we beat a team, I hear excuses from the fan bases and stuff like that. No excuses. We are the best team in L.A. We'll always be the best team in L.A., and they're not going to kick us while we were down, right? So I can't wait for that. That's going to be the first game of the season. I believe is October 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be the first game, Clippers-Lakers. He said, facts, Dan, you're a real one. That's why it's up to you, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. You're a real one, too. He said, what channel are the preseason games going to be on? I haven't checked the guide yet, but if I had a guess, they might even nationally televise some of them. I would expect ESPN, TNT. But most likely they're going to be on Spectrum Sportsnet, which is the Time Warner channel. He said, hey, Dan, AD is going to surpass Kawhi this year. I know he's mad about being named the 5th best player in the league. Would have won MVP last year. Man, I'll tell you what. They disrespect every Laker that has come through ever. Even Kobe at one point, they weren't putting him in the top 10 anymore. As long as Kobe played, he should have been top 5 all the time in everybody's ranking because he's just a killer like that. But let him disrespect his motivation. LeBron looks motivated. AD looks motivated. The role players look ready to go. It's going to be amazing. He said, Dan, what's up? Miss you, bro. Miss you too, man. Glad to have you guys back. Brand new season. Super hyped this year. This is going to be a special year. I was just watching Media Day with my brother, and we were hyped, man. We were just talking about this is going to be special, man. This feels like a championship year. The last time I said that was when we traded for Gasol, and we made it all the way to the finals that year. And then the next year we won 2 championships in a row. So it just feels that special. I know we have the pieces now, and I can truly say that I believe we will win a championship. So I've been saying it since we landed AD and the role players. I really do love this roster. He said, when the Clippers play us, they're going to get rolled on. We need to send the message. This is Laker Town, purple and gold all day. Absolutely. I hope we smack them by 55, man. If possible, 60. But, it'll probably be competitive, but we should have the edge as long as the coach does his part and puts us in position to succeed and the players follow, right? They have to buy into the system as well. So he said, do you think Kostas will be half of what his brother is? That would be sick, like 14, 6, and 5. I can't speculate on that because, to be honest with you, I've never seen Kostas Antetokounmpo play, not a single game. So I don't like to just make, I don't like to take stabs in the dark, just throw darts randomly. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion on him till I see him play. Now, body-wise, he looks amazing, right? He's in shape and all that. He looks athletic, but we know in the NBA, it's actually more about finesse and skill than it is about athleticism, because you can have somebody like Ryan Hollins that used to be super athletic, but zero skill, right? So, and the reason I throw his name out there to disrespect him, because he's always talking smack about the Lakers. So, yep, Ryan Hollins. Is the Clippers not winning opening night? LOL. Our roster is dope AF. Dan, thoughts on Kobe hanging with the Flippers players? Well, here's the thing. Kobe Bryant has never rejected anybody, including Celtics. If they come for his help, he helps them. Now, you have to understand, Kobe is bigger than the Lakers brand. He is, he's basically bigger than basketball. I mean, Kobe's he's a genius, man. And the thing about him, he's never going to turn away anybody. That would be bad propaganda for his brand. Now, you look at the pictures, he didn't look happy to be with Kawhi, but I'm sure he taught him a good thing or two. But my thing is, if you were Kobe Bryant, would you turn down players? I know you're a Laker fan, but you have to talk about this objectively. He has his Mamba Academy, and all he's looking to do is grow the brand. That would not be a good look. Like, yo, you're a Clipper now, you can't come in here. That's not going to happen, But I understand where you're coming from. At the same time, we have to be objective about things, right? Kobe's never turned down anybody who's helped, and that actually is better for his legacy. Dan, do you believe the Lakers will have a slow start because of the chemistry issues? I'm not sure, actually, because I like our schedule. It's very favorable, and I actually think we're going to get off to a good start, assuming Kuzma and everybody's healthy and ready to go to start the season. But you never know. It's basketball, long season. Anything's possible. Let's hope for the best. I really, truly am crossing my fingers, hoping for like a, liftoff. Kobe's the godfather of basketball. Absolutely. Everybody recognizes that he just such a GOAT that they go to him for knowledge. I mean, you can't really hate on that. He said Kobe trained with PG-13 and Claw together recently. Yeah, again, it doesn't bother me because they could train all they want. They're still not going to beat us, man. Can't wait for the Clips to move to Mexico. I wouldn't even want them. I wouldn't even want them in my mother's home country. Trust me, that's how much I dislike the Clippers. But Seattle would be a good spot for them. I'm sure they want an NBA team or a poor excuse of one. He said, Miami, please stays away from CP. Oh, you must be a Miami Heat fan. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad look for the Heat, man. At this point, right now, you guys are kind of a middle-of-the-road team, so you don't have much of an identity. Goran Dragic is nice, but he's not going to put you over the top. Chris Paul will probably be better veteran leadership for your younger guys, but I understand what you're saying, man. I didn't want the Clippers. I'm sorry. I didn't want Chris Paul to come anywhere near the Lakers, so. Who you got starting? I already mentioned it's going to be Rondo, Danny Green, LeBron, AD, and JaVale McGee, if I had a bet on it. Unless Kuzma's healthy and ready to go for tip-off, then that'll change. But for now, the way it is, that's what I predict would be, my team. He said, this season will be amazing. I can't wait till we play the Clippers on opening night. I want Bron and AD to come out and make a statement. Me too, bro. I say 35 apiece would be nice. CP and Jimmy will self-destruct. I mean, I think Chris Paul's gotten a bad rap because the Clippers do that to your career, just like they're going to do the same thing to Paul George. They're going to do the same thing to Kawhi Leonard, right? But trust me, man, Chris Paul, even though he's kind of a dirtbag off the court, on the court, off the court, he seems like a nice guy. So I hated him when he was with the Clippers. I disliked him when he was with the Rockets. But I kind of feel bad for the way they did him. Traded him to Oklahoma City, middle of nowhere. So, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Dan, do you think the Lakers would cut Boogie for his personal issues if he's that he has, or will the Lakers stay classy and hold on to him until he gets better? Well, I think regardless, the Lakers have already stayed classy because most franchises would have cut him already. I mean, just look at what the Patriots did to Antonio Brown, right? So the Lakers are doing their due diligence. They're holding on to him to see. Right, if he's guilty or not, or what the league finds, what the league says about him. They're dealing with this right now, so it's out of the Lakers' control. But the Lakers are always classy, man, regardless of what they do. He said, Hollywood Kuzma need to not be distracted by the Kardashian circus. Now, that is something I fear. This Kardashian curse has gotten out of hand. I don't want him anywhere near any Kardashian. But at the end of the day, we're not his parents, right? We can't tell him what to do. He's a grown man, so hopefully he just focuses on basketball, and he has a right to date whoever he wants, but at the same time, man, we just want the best for Kuz. Is Kuzma going to be ready to start the regular season? Don't know. We will find out more when they come back from their preseason trip in China, when we're going to face the Brooklyn Nets. So after that, we will know more about the Lakers, and we'll know more about Kyle Kuzma, where he's at. He's going to take an MRI when he comes back. So it'll be interesting to see if he's recovered more, if he's cleared for basketball activities. Personally, me, I wouldn't rush him back because, like I already mentioned last night in my video, that's an injury that could turn into a fracture, and then that would lead to having, more time off the court. So we don't want that. We just want him to stay healthy. So shout out to Kuz, man. Keep rehabbing that foot because, man, big season ahead for the young king, and I can't wait for it. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Super excited. First media day. Tomorrow we got some training camp videos, hopefully start leaking out to the internet because, we got to get our Laker fixed. But you heard it here first, guys. Anything happens, you got me live right here. Anyways, if nothing major happens, then I won't probably be making a video till next Saturday. I'm going to be busy with my mother. She's about to fly back to Iowa. So I'm going to be spending some time with her before the season starts. Preseason game, though, you can catch me right here live for the pregame and postgame after the game recap. I can't wait, guys. Super hyped. We bleed purple and gold on this channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out, man. Truly appreciate it. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.